Hello everyone, welcome back to channel. So we are continuing yesterday's project. So a couple of things which I'm gonna add. I'm basically gonna add some of the power-ups. Like I'm having some ideas in mind, maybe like something like a stealth, I mean like a shield, a slow motions, something like that. So I have with me a couple of plans to implement that and hopefully we'll be trying to do that today. let's let's see how that goes, and hopefully we can have some cool power-ups, and maybe a like a small widget where you can actually buy power-ups and stuff like that. So that's what we are going to cover today. So yeah, before we start I have some stuff to get going. And yeah, so what do we have as of now? Before we go further into the deep stuff, let me just showcase what we have right now, and then maybe we can actually go further on that. It's actually opening up. It may take some time to load. So yeah. And we are in. So this is what we have as of now. So you can see there's a bird over here. So I'm actually gonna do some more stuff. Like I'm actually thinking of what is it over here? Attempting to kill. Okay. It's valid. It's not valid. Okay. Let me do something over here. I'm gonna call coin reference over here, and then let's type is valid. If it is valid, then just a second. If it is valid, then destroy that maybe. I don't know. Let me just keep it as such for right now, and we can actually take care of that at a later time. Just need to check why that is happening over there. Anyway, that's a bunch of errors over there. Anyway, let's actually go back and let me just showcase what we have right now. So this is what we have. It's pretty decent, right? I have changed some post-processing stuff over there, that's so it looks so bright and stuff like, oh, and death is kind of so damn, you know, so brutal. So on with what we were doing. So I'm actually going to do a couple of things over here. See this thing over here, I'm actually thinking of making it like a small moment based stuff, so that you will have a feeling like it's actually you know, it's moving. So I'm going to try out a few stuff, and if it works then we are good, if not we are gonna throw it away. So yeah, let me just go over here, and then let's add a static mesh over here, and I'm gonna scale it down over here. Let me do something else. Instead of this, I can probably add something over here. Let's do something else. I'm gonna create a small blueprint on the actor actor class, and let's type background 1. You can name it whatever you want. I'm gonna add a static mesh over here, static mesh, and the mesh should be this thing over here. So let's drop it over here. So that's what we have right now. I'm gonna duplicate it and create a couple of things over here. So there's a 2 over there, and then maybe this thing will go over here. Yeah, and couple more. So hopefully it will look something like this. Okay, that seems pretty decent, by the way. So now onto the project, we are going to do something over here. So on the pipe, I'm actually gonna add a child. Let's create a child actor, and this is gonna be background 1. Okay, and let me just align it over here, and then rotate it by 90 degree. Oh, wrong axis. What about this? No, I think then probably this is the one. Yeah, so we are rotated by 90 degree, and I'm gonna place it somewhere over here, and let me see how that actually plays out. So I actually don't see that. Let me just try to put it up over here. What about now? Can I see that? Okay, my bad. It's actually on a different axis. 90. Not that 90. What about this 90? No, 180 maybe. I think so. Let me just have a quick look. I think it's there, but we are not able to see it. I think that's why. I'm probably gonna delete a couple of things over here, and let's actually see how that looks. Yeah. So that's that over there. It's kind of okay, but it's going too fast. Or maybe I also need to add a couple of instances. Let me just add that real quick. A couple of over here and a couple of over there. Okay, that seems pretty decent. And what I'm gonna do here is on the pipe, I'm actually gonna scale it up. Or let's say 2 may be too much, but yeah, let's again say that kind of looks good, right? Okay, something actually happened, that's why it's looking like that. Let me just turn off the collision maybe. Collision. Okay, I probably need to change the collision over here then. I'm gonna set the collision to no collision, and let's see how that actually looks like. So I actually need to do something over here. Instead of actually spawning on the pipe, I'm thinking like, why don't I actually make another blueprint and then maybe work on there. So we are going to create another blueprint over here, and let's call it spawner, an actor by the name background spawner. Okay, so, and I'm gonna delete this child actor over here. We don't need that. That doesn't make any sense. So, and I'm gonna copy some logic over here. So see this particular logic over here, I'm gonna copy that. I need this thing over there, so I'm gonna copy this, and on the background spawner I'm actually going to delete everything and then paste this thing over here, And what we need to do is we have to create a child over here. So child actor, and the child actor should actually be you know, gap strength. I don't think we need a gap strength. Okay, one second. This is not the one we need. I'm just deleting. We need the event tick thing. I think if we go over that, I think this thing over here. I'm gonna copy this event begin play pipe spawner. It's looping. Spawn. What about the pipe? Yeah, this thing over here. This is the one we need. So on the background spawner, I'm gonna paste this over here. And this thing I'm actually going to delete. I'm going to put it over here. The move speed can be customized, like we can actually put it at any value we want, and here I'm going to put it as child actor. So set add actor. Okay, world offset, add world offset, and I'm going to put it over here and delete this thing. So let me just check it once again. It should go to the x-axis only. So I'm gonna split this up and I'm gonna put it over here. I'm gonna type sweep over here, and for the child actor I'm gonna set background 1. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And one more thing I'm gonna change over here is, like, I have removed it from here, right? So we need to actually put the spawner somewhere. So where we can put, so my quick thing is, like, I'm gonna place it somewhere over here maybe. It's a little too large, but yeah. And I'm gonna see how that actually plays out. Okay, it did not move. Why it did not move? Probably the speed. The speed we can set it as, what about the move speed? Let's set it as 50 units maybe. We need to fine tune it anyway. So that's the moving over there. So what I need right now is, I actually need to have multiple spawning happening. Oh shit, dude. So we have spawned one. We actually have not spawned anything. We just attach it over here. So we actually need a spawn. So what can we do over there? So again, going back to the pipe spawner, and this is the spawn logic over here. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna copy that, and then on the pipe spawner over here, I'm gonna paste it over here, and then set timer by event. And this thing I'm gonna put, let me just create a let me just create something over here called actor, and it should be the type background 1, or no, not that one, background 1 object reference. Okay, and I'm gonna put it over here, and let's say spawn actor from class, and this is gonna be the class. Oh no. Okay, I think that's good. And on the spawn transformation, I'm going to split it, and I'm going to paste it over here, delete this, and then connecting this over here. And let's create a variable somewhere over here, and hopefully this will be good. And spawn interval, let's actually tweak that. I actually need to tweak that. So let's do some stuff over here. I'm actually gonna see whether that is actually spawning. So what is this thing over here? Oh, okay, so this thing should be promoted to a variable. Okay, and this is the reference background, and that should be the source for this, the target for this, not the source, for the target. And then let's try it out and see how that actually did not spawn. What happened? What happened? Why did it not spawn? The spawn distance I'm gonna set, let me just open the pipe. Spawn distance set as 600, so I'm gonna put 600 over here, and let's see. Anything? No? Why it did not spawn? Or like, is it actually spawning, or I am not able to see something like that? Is it spawned anywhere? Okay, I don't see it spawning anywhere. So that's not it. Something happened. I don't know what happened over here. And the position, everything is, the background spawn is there, right? It's there. I can see it over there. Then why is it just not moving? Let me just type a print string over here and let's see whether it's actually getting executed. It's getting executed, so yeah. I'm gonna do something over here. Spawn actor, I'm gonna delete it for this time over here, and let's say spawn actor from class, and I'm gonna set this background 1. Return value goes to this, and on the spawn transformation I'm gonna set the x-axis maybe. Stay there. Okay, and let's try that again. Hopefully it won't work. Wait, what's error being shown? Add enable access none trying to. Okay, let's do something over here, and I'm gonna do a is valid check over here. If it is valid, then I'll execute, and then I'm gonna set the reference check over here. Hopefully that error will be gone, but yeah, I don't see the background anywhere. Why? But why? It actually got spawned, by the way. Let me just play it real quick and see how that is. And back. No, it didn't get spawned. Why? Oh, it didn't get spawned. Strange. I thought it was supposed to be spawned, but no, something happened. I'm gonna check why that did not spawn. So even begin play, I have told it to spawn, and I'm gonna bring it over here, and let's see what that is. Spawn distance I have set to 600, so that seems fine. See, I'm getting a spawn over there. Spawn. That print is coming, but this thing is not being seen. I'm just trying to change the background color a little bit so that we can actually distinguish between these two. So no, spawn did not work. Why? It's not even begin play. Spawn interval is there. It says set as, oh shit, I forgot to set the spawn time. My bad. So every 4 seconds it will be spawned. Okay, so that's the background over there. It's actually overlapping. And one more thing which I need to know, like it should actually go much further. So the move speed, I'm gonna set it to 150. Maybe. Let me just check out what's the speed of this one over here. Move speed is set as 400, so I'm gonna set it as 250. Let it be 250, no issues. and it should be going like that till we actually reach some position. So right now it's supposed to be moving, it doesn't stop, it should not stop. So let's see. So it's spawned, it's moving, it's moving, it's moving, and it actually stopped. Why? So what we need to do over here is like, once it actually cross some offset, we should actually toggle the next one, and we have to do something over here. So right now if you look over here, let me just add that child actor, and let's say background one over here, and this is the x-axis. So I'm actually gonna add one small stuff over here called arrow, and the arrow will basically be it should not be a child of that, and it should be at this particular location. Okay, and what happens is like it should be like continuously going one after the another. So what we can do over here, so once it has crossed a particular point, then the new one should come. So we can maybe let's say x units or something like that. We probably need to tweak that, but still, yeah. So what is the spawn transformation of that? So we are going to put the arrow, let's take the arrow for instance, and instead of default route I'm going to put the arrow over here, and once it actually has it should be looping every 4 seconds. I'm going to increase it to, let's say 6 seconds, and once that is done, what we need to do is like we need to update it. So here we can actually destroy it if you want. Like we can try different options over here. I forgot to delete this thing over here. Yeah, so what happens is like it will be spawned at that offset over there, and it should come at this location. Okay, and once it is once the new one is actually learned, it will come over there, and something is actually off. The spawner does not seem to be working as I expected it to. So what we can do over there, so let's do some brainstorming over here. So right now it starts from one location, and it goes up to that arrow. The next one will be spawned every 5 seconds or 6 seconds, something like that. 6 seconds, and that offset is actually at a different location, right? So what we can do, what's the best option over here? Let me just do one small thing. I don't know whether it will work or not. I'm gonna delete everything, keep the static mesh alone over there, and maybe I'm gonna set the spawn transform. Maybe set the spawn transform as this movement, right? It shouldn't be happening over there. This movement should only happen inside that background logic over here. I think that's probably what we missed. So we don't need this one, we don't need this one, we can just go directly, and we don't need that. It will be self. The move speed, what happened over here? This should be the one, and move speed I'm gonna promote it to a variable. It's already there, so the speed should be set it as 250. So it will be moving except for the spawner. Right now I am actually moving the spawner itself, so no, that's not the correct way to do. This is the one we should be working on. So I don't need the reference also. No, it doesn't make sense. And AVD, let's say 0.2 seconds maybe. Every 0.2 seconds I will be spawning new stuff over there, and let's see how that actually looks. See, that's actually good, but it's actually at a uh, very short distance, so we are gonna tube that also. So let's see how that looks now. Where is it, by the way? I don't see it anywhere. I think it's too far. Okay, let's try it again. It's coming over there. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm gonna robot it a little bit over there. Oh, it actually went opposite. Oh shit, it actually went opposite. So let's put it over here and let's actually see how that looks. So that's a wall over there. And one thing which I have noticed is like I actually need to set a parameter called spawn distance. So and it's not just spawn distance, I actually need to find this. I'm gonna take that to 0.8 over there. I don't know how it looks. Maybe it will look good, maybe it will not. So that's the background over there. I think that kind of looks good, right? It's looking good. Okay, now what you need to do is like we actually need to set the collision. I believe I actually set the collision, but let's see how the collision is handled over here. No collision, so should not be an issue over there. And collision over here, no collision. Background one should not have any collision enabled. Collision or spawn, no collision. Oh, that no problem of there. And one more thing I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna scale this down a little bit. I don't want it to be that big. So what is over here? It's just 111, right? So I'm gonna set it as 1. Wait, it's actually 1. It's actually 1. Seriously. And why does it look that big? Oh, okay, it's actually on the ground, that's why. So I'm gonna take this to offset and maybe gonna put it over here. So if I try to play it again, let me just see how that looks. Oh, it's actually going there, but it's too far away. So I'm gonna set this thing also. Let me see how that looks. It's basically like a fine-tuning everything to get the right amount of effect. So I don't see it anywhere, so that's not good. So probably not this thing. And what about this thing over here? Yeah, that may look good. So let's try that again. So we can see that it's coming over there. See, we have that being spawned nicely. It's getting spawned. You can see the background is moving. So what we are going to fine tune right now is I'm going to delete whatever we have over here. Let's not need that. Okay, and remember that spawner we have, the background spawner. It's actually at this particular location over here. I'm gonna tweak it maybe. Let me just see what we can do over here. So this is the arrow over here. Let's actually put it closer and see how that actually looks. So that's coming like that. Okay, that's coming like that. You can see like the spawning is happening there, right? We don't need that. So what we can do over there then? That's the question. It should be going off frame for a second. And then one more thing which I'm thinking is like instead of deleting it everything, we can maybe add some of them, maybe like this, but it should be on a small offset like this. Okay, so like once that comes, right, it will be overlapping that and it should look kind of okay. So that's what I'm trying to achieve over here. Okay, it's actually on a little bit behind, if you can find it. So once that comes, you can see that it's actually you know, starting to go like that. So that's what we have now. It's actually spawn if you see closely. Oh shit. What the heck was that? So we probably need to fix that. So this is the catcher over here. I'm gonna set it the death, right? Should only happen once. So do once. Okay, I believe it will be good right now. Yeah, I think that's pretty decent. Oh shit. So similarly, I'm gonna do something over here. I created this the background spawner over here, right? I'm gonna create a child over here, and on the child I'm probably gonna add a couple of things over here. And before that, I'm actually gonna create a child for this thing also. There's a background one. This is a child, and over here I'm gonna change the static meshes, this thing over here. So let me just ungroup that, group, ungroup. Okay, and we probably need a scale also over there. So I'm just open up the scale, and then let's paste it over here. Oh, it's such a big thing. Oh shit, what did I paste? Supposed to be the scale, yeah. Okay, and for this I'm gonna copy this as such. Okay, I'm gonna paste it over here, and this should be 0. So that is our next obstacle being there. And we can either have this on the same thing, or maybe on the on a different thing. So I'm gonna use the same spawner over here to spawn next thing also. So I'm gonna spawn it over here, and this should be the background child, the background one child. Okay, and the same transform should go here. That's pretty much it. So let's try that out, and let's see how that looks. See, we have these spikes being shown like that. It will actually come into the picture like that. So before we start the game, I'm gonna do something over here. So a couple of things which I just thought of, right? We can have this maybe deleted, like it doesn't have to be present like that always, or maybe we can set their visibility to maybe you know, delete after some time or something like that. So let's actually do something like that. So right now nothing is there, we are good, and then the spikes will come, and then we probably need to do something good on that. So that's what we have right now. No spike, everything is good, all good, and then boom, spikes will come. So yeah, that's what we have right now. So right now you get an imagination, like a small feel like you're actually going somewhere. Oh shit, I'm actually gonna tweak that that rocks, right? I'm gonna put it a little bit down. I don't want it to be super high on the screen. So yeah, let's see how that looks. I think that's kind of too small, so I'm gonna scale it, and I'm also gonna rotate it a little bit. Okay, let's see how that looks. It's all about fine-tuning what we can, right? So yeah, and one more thing which I'm thinking is like this static mesh, right? On the begin play we can set rotation. Wait, just pull it. Set actor rotation, maybe. Set actor rotation. Yeah, set actor rotation. No, wait. Set world rotation, and on the, it's supposed to be turning on the z-axis, right? So on the z I'm gonna set random float in range. Let's type 0 to 90 degree, so it will be like different stuff at different times. So yeah, let's see how that actually works. Why it don't work? It's only win begin play, right? Should be movable, yes. What about 45 to 100 maybe? If that is not work, then we have to probably look for rotation offset. I think I'm gonna put rotation offset over here. Rotation, set rotation offset is not there. Then relative rotation maybe. Just try to fine tune. Okay, let me just try how that looks. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't work. Is it working? I believe it's working. Like different things are looking different, so I hope that's okay. Yeah, it's actually rotating, like, so yeah, you can see like different stuff are having different rotations over here. See, the faces are different, so it's probably rotating. So that's what we have right now. And what are we gonna make next is we are probably, hey Popular Bro, what's up dude, what's up? Okay, so what now? So we are going to create the power-ups. So I'm having a couple of things in mind, and one is supposed to be the shield. So let's actually create that power-up over here. So let's create a blueprint and actor. Let's say power shield, and then for the shield we probably need something. Let me see if I have some. I don't have a shield with me. I probably need some some stuff over here. Yeah, I think I have something. Let's pop up. So I'm gonna do this a little bit different, right? So my main aim is like, if you have enough coins you should be able to purchase some stuff. So that's the plan which I have in mind. So I'm gonna do some stuff over here. Now let's type maybe I'm going to add a small canvas. I'm gonna resize it like that. I'm probably gonna put it on the bottom side over here. So, and in here I'm gonna create a couple of other stuffs, like let's say vertical box. We have a vertical box over there. It should cover this much distance maybe, and I'm gonna copy it again. That should be under canvas again, so like that. Okay, and I'm gonna add a button over here. Button on the, where's the button? Yeah, on the button on the vertical box, and let's actually on the vertical box should be filled. Similarly, I'm gonna copy another one and paste it over here. So stuff like that. So I'm gonna create a couple of entries like that, and we can then work on that. This is supposed to be a rough thing. We probably need to change a lot of stuff, but yeah. And one thing over here. Okay, and I'm gonna copy the let's put 185 110. Okay, I think that's should be good. 185, 110. Similarly, over here 185, 110. Same here, 185, 110. Okay, so that's what we have, and I'm actually gonna make this all of them on the same position. So the vertical is at 0, I mean the y direction should be 0, 0, it's 0, and it's a little bit off, so yeah. And I'm gonna put a spacing between these all. Oh shit, what just happened? Well, that is number 1. That is I'm gonna create it as power 1. Button will be named as P1. Let's keep it simple, we don't want much, and it should be a variable. And this thing I'm gonna move it a little bit over here, and this thing also I'm gonna move it over here. Oh, it should be the vertical box over here. And on the canvas, if I change the canvas, it should be like that. Okay, we somewhere okay, we can do more changes over there. P3 and oh sorry, not that, and P4. So this is supposed to be the different pop-ups we are going to have, and I'm going to add an image on each and every one of them to make them differentiable. So that's what we are going to do now. So for that, what I'm going to do is, like, I have some stuff over here, like the basic icons and stuff like that. So I'm gonna do that over here, and then probably on a later update I'll be doing more stuff. So I'm just gonna put some dummy stuff like that. Maybe for a skull, I'm gonna create one skull over here, right? So for the skull, I'm going to put it as something over here. It doesn't it may not look that great and all, but yeah, we'll have a basics to get around working and all. Next one will be this thing, and next one should be life. I alternated right now. Life should be one over here, and then maybe that this will be a shield. Okay, it looks kind of like a shield, so that is gonna be our shield right now. Oh, is it not showing up? Yeah, so that's what we have now. Sometimes the video just goes black. I don't know why. So we have this much stuff over here, and I probably need to increase the canvas a little bit over here. So just to constrain, what happens if I do that? Let me just do a transform over here, and maybe 1.5 and 1 would be okay, and let's put it over there. I don't know, it kind of looks okay, so I'm gonna stick with that. We are probably going we will be changing all those stuff in the future. I'm just gonna add some color to this so that it kind of looks not so damn bad, but yeah, okay, let it be like that. We will create more icons in the future, and then probably do that. Oh man, we are not able to see that even. What about let it be blue? I think that kind of looks okay. Yeah, I think that kind of looks okay-ish. So how do you toggle everything, and what's the product we are gonna use? That's what we are gonna do now. So remember the stuff we told, like I'm having some power-ups which I'm gonna do it. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna create a power-up for this particular thing over here, and that is supposed to be a shield. So it's supposed to be variable, and on pressed, I will check if I have enough coins, and if I have enough coins, so I should be working on that. So as the Flappy Bird over here, we should be collecting get coins, good coins. And if the coin is actually greater than or equal to 2, okay, if it is greater than 2, then we have to get this thing over again over here, and then let's add a decrement over here, decrement it, and then set coins. So we'll decrement it and then set coins. Now we need to add the logic on the main player over here. So let's create a custom event. Let's type in what is it, power shield, simple, nothing much. And on the UI I'm gonna call that over here, and don't forget to card these two, okay. So yeah, that's what we have right now. So what happens is, like, if you have enough points, we will decrementing it and setting it, and then we will be calling the power up. And on the power up, what we should do, so I probably need something like a shield, right? A protective cover up or something like that. So we probably need to find something that should work. Let me just check what I have. I have some stuff over here. I don't know whether it will work, but I'm gonna add it to my project and see. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so if I go to the project, I can see like there are some effects over here which will work. Is there a shield? This looks like a shield, right? Or maybe this. How does that look like? It's taking some time to compile, like no thanks, that doesn't look that great. Then probably this is the one I'm gonna use. That kind of looks like a shield, at least from a but it kind of goes like that, right? We need something that will last for some time. So what about this? That kind of looks exactly like what we want. So yeah, that's gonna be our power up. So what we have to do here is like let's add that Niagara effect over here. What Let's set it to auto activate as false. Before that, let me just try to make it enclose the player character over here. Maybe 3, maybe 2, maybe 2 is okay. And let's set auto activate to false, and once the power up is called, we will set it as set or set no activate, yeah. So what happens is, like, when you actually call the power up, it will be activated. Simple max. So once it is activated, what you have to do is, like, you have to have this power up enabled. And here what I'm gonna do is, like, remember this thing over here. So before I actually go and die, I will be doing something over here called, let's add a branch over here, and let's create a variable and name it has shield. By default should be false, okay, should be false, and over the false it will be going over here. And once that is enabled, I'll be setting as true. And let's add a delay, and delay, let's say for 5 seconds. and then I'm resetting it to 0. I mean the false option over here. And over here what I have to do is, like, if it has a shield, then the other component I'm actually gonna destroy it. So yeah, let's actually see how that looks. I don't have the power up right now. I don't have any coins. I'm gonna count one coin. Oh shit, I just missed it. I have 2 coin. I actually don't have the mouse with me. I enable that power. I'm able to see one small thing happened over there. I don't have the mouse control over there. So let me just open up the level blueprint, and let's type set show no get player controller show mouse cursor set input game only, something like that. I forgot how to do it, but do not lock hide mouse cursor. Let me just see how that looks. Yeah, so we have the mouse cursor. Okay, we are flying, no issues. We have 1 point. I'm not able to play. Oh fish. So if I have that 1 point only, I should be able to actually use that power up. So I have 1 2 right now, and power up came, but something did not work as expected. Let me just try that once again. And one thing I need to do is, like, this thing, it should be under the skeletal mesh. Okay, let me set it to auto clear and see how that looks. It should be on that skeletal mesh, then it will be working properly. So I don't have the power up right now. Oh, why is it falling? Okay, 1 second. I believe since I'm on a on a computer, pressing both of them is kind of tricky, at least. Let me just do something. I'm gonna put the, oh shit, damn. Let me just try that 1 second. Oh, don't die, don't die. Oh shit, I probably need a controller or something like that for this thing. I have 1 2. I'm going to, oh, once I enable the power, I'm not able to actually do it very quickly. So let's actually do something over here. So once I actually toggle it, I want it to remain on the that same position over there. So what I can do here is, like, I'm gonna set gravity to 0 maybe. I don't know how that's gonna look like, but yeah, let's actually see how that looks. Let's connect that over here. 1 2. No, that's not it. Actually we need to make it floating on the ground. So what we can do, set simulate physics is actually enabled, right? It's actually enabled. Add impulse is the only option over here, which I think may work. So let's do something over here. On the event tick, I'm gonna do a branch. It may not be the best option, so yeah, I'm gonna put a small value over here. There may be different options to do this, but this is what I'm gonna do real quick and see how that actually looks like. So let's see. I'm on the air. I'm actually going decently. So that did not work as expected. I'm gonna set it to 50. and let's see how that looks. We have 1 point. Oh, okay, it actually went too far. So this should be something like I'm gonna delete it and just like custom event and set timer by event. This should be actually the custom event over here, and I'm gonna move it a little bit, like move all of this stuff, and let's put it over here. Okay, so once it's enabled, I'm gonna do something like this, and I'm gonna add a small impulse every let's say 0.5 seconds, and it should be looping. It should actually go over here. Okay, and when it should stop, right, it should basically stop. I think I'm gonna not do that. Okay, this should actually be on a begin play over here. I think this should be called from there. Yeah, so every 0.5 seconds it will check if it's actually there. If so, add a small impulse every 0.5 seconds, something like that, and that kind of looks okay. And if not, I won't be calling that. 0.5 is too small. I'm gonna set 0.1, and I forgot to connect these two together. Yes, everything's connected. Hopefully it should work, fingers crossed again. So we are over here, 1 2. Oh, that did not work as I thought it should. Let's do one thing. I'm gonna set it to 0.05 maybe, and the offset I'm gonna set it as, the impulse should be 100. Let's see how that looks. 1 2. Oh, that's literally too much. There should be some other way to do this, but I'm not entirely sure how to do that. Fly, dude, fly, dude. 1 2. Oh, that's too small. There should be a fine point to this one, and hopefully I believe there will be some other mechanics which we can use to make the player always, you know, stay on that side. Let me just do real quick. There should be some other option. Let me just ask real quick. Disable physics is the only option. Then in that case, let this be like that. I don't want to do much over here. Here I'm gonna call this, and let's say set simulate physics to off, and set set gravity to 0. I don't know how that's gonna work, but yeah, let's actually try that. Maybe that's the best option. Oh, fish. I did not even reach that card position over there. So let's try that again. Oh, that's a small gap. That was a kind of small gap. We have 1 point. Yeah, that's the thing we want. That's the best thing. Yeah, that kind of looks amazing, right? So let's remove all these things. We don't need all those. So after the 5 seconds, what it should do, right? That's the next thing which we need to work on. So let's put it back like that. Simulate is to turned on, and gravity scale will be 1, and this thing I'm gonna copy this thing. Let's type deactivate. Yeah, so hopefully I believe it should work. Like for 5 seconds it should be working. I'm gonna cut 1 coin over there, 2 coin, and 3 coin, and I have the power up. It's persistent. Let's wait for 5 seconds and see. And that's it. So that's what I needed to cover for today. That's actually the shield stuff over there. But what happens if I actually hit something when I am on the air? That I did not check right. Let me just try that once again. 1, 2. Oh, we can actually go through that, no issues. Oh, it actually got finished, that's right. So that's what we have right now. So I'm gonna wind up the session, and tomorrow we can continue. So tomorrow, not maybe next week, we can continue. I will be out for a couple of days, so yeah.